Alright, well, greetings and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Confrontation Episode 2. Only this time, though, let's add the Natural History Museum in the mix. Because one of my friends had a dependent, and of course the dependent was discriminated against because she was too stupid to know anything within some type of hands-on laboratory over there, which of course people let the kids play with. Like, excuse me? That friend of mine and his dependent had each and every right, of course, to go in there and get hands-on learning. Now, of course, hence the memes here in this video, which are for entertainment. Take the morals from them, as you can see here, especially the good ones. Now, the memes here are just for entertainment as well. Although it's off topic, it's just like putting art on the wall, as you can see here. But in this video, we're doing something just like this, as you can see here. Now explain to me why you smell like another dog. And yes, I'll be flying the Fly Navy BKVR's Mitsubishi A6M0. Alright, here we are at Coronado Airport, about to fly a zero. And please bear in mind, too, that with whatever happened at UNM Hospital to me and that friend of mine, as well as a friend's friend, on 11 September 2013, and what happened at the Natural History Museum, or at time of recording what's going on in my family, this is all a gist of the Holocaust. And in this physical universe, please, no more Holocaust. No more genocide, if you would please. In this physical universe. And not to mention, since I have a gist of this, and since I have a gist of what went on during, these genocides. And just like Ingrid Harving said from the movie The Delta Force starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin, I honestly feel the way she did. When, of course, Ingrid Harding was asked, Harding or Harving, whatever her name was asked to, of course, get the Jewish passengers and move them into the first-class cabin. And just like Ingrid, no, I will not do it, just like she says. And, of course, at this point, as usual, like the first video, shame on them. The people who I have to fight against. And bear in mind that I fly this zero for God. And I've been going to Hopkinton Church, a very good church for years. And yes, a lot of my teachings in the zero actually come from there, as you can see. Which I'll be flying by towards the end of the video. Well, as usual, as to what happened on 20 February 2010, me and that friend of mine are not criminals. Alright? Just because he had to make a pit stop, there was no need for what happened in the movie The Delta Force starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin to happen to me and that friend. Also the same thing on 11 September 2013 at Central New Mexico Community College main campus, when that friend of mine's friend was beaten down by security while he was riding a skateboard. Sure, he might have been late to class at that time, but the way the security guard should have handled it was just, followed him to class, wait for him to take his seat, and just given his professor a ticket to eventually give to him. That's how it should have been. And as of now, in this video, we're going to go to the Natural History Museum as well to show and tell that even to those friends, family, acquaintances who no longer live in the Duke, or have not for a while, or whatever the case might be, I like your stuff too, especially what goes on in there. Oh, excuse me. I was not expecting, A burp that was, but anyway. I'm going to line up the 0 with the yellow X on the runway. And by the way, that yellow X means that the runway is closed. But oh well. Coronado Airport is mine, and I have it all to myself in this video. Alright, first stop, UNM Hospital and main campus. Here we go. We're rolling. Now, watch the trees. We're off the ground. Just like the 0 was described in a few books I got about it from the year of 2022. Now we're in year 2023. You know, the Mitsubishi A6M0 takes off at short distances. Really short distances. Or is it really short? Alright. With all the control surface checks done, as you might have seen in the video, as well as the takeoff. We are now headed for UNM Hospital, which should be dead ahead of me. But first, I need to pass by Del Norte High School. Alright, reason why I passed Del Norte High School is because I used it as a landmark for many things, like north of it, Balloon Fiesta Park and Museum. To name one matter. Now, let's fly this thing to Del Norte, which is just off my left wing. High school, that is. Now let's bank to the right. And now, of course, as I pass by UNM Hospital main campus, here's what I'm going to say. To those who want to be like Professor Radisson from God's Not Dead, you're going to get it, alright? I have zeros to take care of you. You heard that correctly. I have zeros to take care of you. And it's not going to be good. Now bear in mind that no live munitions were expended in this video. Alright. We're buzzing them. Just like Oceanic Tree for Tree in the movie Executive Decision. Alright, we need to pass Presbyterian Main Hospital. Here comes the baseball fields. Here comes, for real. Here come the baseball fields. And then, of course, buzz the biopark. Which, of course, should happen to open the run for the zoo. And, of course, at times during the run for the zoo, they should have flyovers. And I think it'll look cool. So here I am, taking care of other special interests of mine. Which happen to be animals. And also when I go to the Natural History Museum, that's another special interest of mine as well. Animals too, because a dinosaur is defined as a type of animal which lived millions of years ago. While we're at it, here we are, Natural History Museum. Now we're circling the area. Now I'm going to transmit the message to those ladies who discriminated against my friend and his dependent, saying things and stuff along the line, saying that, like I said from before, and even what he said, he and his dependent had each and every right to learn hands-on there. And you kicked her out of there just because she was stupid. If that's always the case, then I suggest re-education and retraining for you. And whoever is responsible for that, I demand that you take, of course, equal opportunity classes, and, of course, I expect you to actually learn from it. One attitude, shame on you for doing that. To my friend and his dependent, who is one of my friends and his dependent. And now, I'm gonna go back to UNM just for a short moment. Then we're gonna go make our way into Glenwood Hills for just whatever, really. Yeah, just to tell my earthly father the same things, from the past, or maybe a little differently, maybe much different, saying that, look, you're going the opposite direction of how you're raising the family. It's not moral. And, of course, of each and everything you're doing right now, like, since you messed with my pay and my bank account, I'm going to show and tell you this. Shame on you. Shame on you. Wow, it sounds windy out there from the time of recording. Now, it was not windy from the time of recording of this video. I'm just hearing it outside. I'm, of course, not in the studio right now. Except maybe just a room somewhere. From the time of recording this video. Now, we fly over the pound, as you can see here. That's where we got our base's animals. And we're flying up Lomas right here. And we're going to position the aircraft towards the South Sandia Mountain Range. Fly around Glenwood Hills, places I went to school. Then from there, we're, of course, I'll transition to one more thing, and we have a slideshow. We're here now, in the area of Glenwood Hills South. And first of all, we're going to come into Casa Grande, as it's called. Right here, right now. We're flying into Glenwood Hills. And now, of course, I'm transmitting the messages, as I said from before, they're using the Morse device in the 0. Although I do not speak Morse, I'm pretending that I'm using it like an iPod Touch, an iPad, iPhone, this, that, etc. And, of course, I don't care what each and every one of you say that I've confronted. Your deeds are not moral. And, of course, you gotta stop this as much as possible. You really do. Alright. High Desert's nice. But I know a few troublemakers who live there. Even some of their deeds have to stop too, is why I flown in there. Many of which, too. And we're going to fly back to Glenwood Hills for a short time. Where are we? Alright, off to my right wing, if you saw a green patch, that was Sunset Canyon Park. One of my beloved parks. I've been playing at for almost 30 years. So So now let's check on El Dorado High School. Make sure they're okay. They look like it. Let's go to S.Y. Jackson. Make sure they're okay. Let's go to Georgia O'Keeffe and Eisenhower. Make sure they're okay. I say this because a lot of my classmates, were moved to Georgia O'Keeffe, during the 2001 school year. Let's go over Eisenhower. And now we'll fly over the Academy Hills Park. We'll go to Humphrey Elementary School. We also fly to Hoffmantown Church. As a thank you for their teachings, no matter what they were. And then from there, we go back to Coronado Airport. But along the way, we check Dennis Chavez. And we check Heights First Church of the Nazarene. Because that's where I meet for a Civil Air Patrol. At least from this time of recording. And we go to La Cueva High School. Because some of my fellow cadets go there. And of course, Desert Ridge. Squadron again. Including Dennis Chavez. Well, I'm going to go make another pass at Hoffmantown. Because in this video, I also fly this 0 for Hoffmantown Church. Now, let's go ahead and reposition to land at Coronado Airport, that is. And as usual, I have that airport all tuned by myself, even though it's a closed airport. Yep, just out my window. So right now, I'm repositioning. It's gonna be kind of a bouncy landing from the last time I've flown with 0, but it had to be done. This flight, that is. Right now, I'm positioning the aircraft. And looks like I'm in position for runway 25. Or not. I'm going to go ahead and jockey into position for that runway. Yes. We're almost there. While we're at it, we're going to go into one more thing. Alright, this video is basically a copying of Confrontation Episode 1, just add the Natural History Museum to the mix. Or did I mess anything up? Where is it? Just let me know in the comment box below and send me messages. That's what you think this video is. Now there are some differences in this video. I came in a different way to Coronado Airport in one matter. Now what happened at the Natural History Museum was, like I said in the beginning, a friend of mine took his dependent daughter over there and she was discriminated against because the ladies attending that hands-on experiment lab, the Tory that is, had deemed her as too stupid and they wouldn't let her play there. So now I had to respond. Oh, wow. We're now back at Coronado Airport. And all that's left to do now is, of course, park the airplane by the fuel truck and give another player a turn. As of right now, from time of recording, the Zero is my favorite airplane. And what I do with the Zero in this video is I use it, of course, to fight for good. Whatever you want to say. Or whatever you think. Well, as you know, the Zero is a very life-draining aircraft. And I found it perfect for use. It is a perfect airplane. Alright, control surfaces are checked. And I do a walk-around check after the flight. And now, of course, the aircraft is ready for the next player to go in there. And here's the slideshow. Here I am, getting ready to go to the Natural History Museum with those other places. Oh, excuse me. Burp. And I turn the pitot heat on. Control surfaces are checked. Both sides. Even in the back. All right. I do multiple control surface checks because Civil Air Patrol taught me that. And now, of course, I'm just about ready. I suppose I am, from time of recording. And while I'm at it, in the words of Chuck Norris from the Delta Force starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin to these people, going somewhere? Well, my response is just like Chuck Norris's when Abdul Rafai met his fate from the movie The Delta Force starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin. Only this time, though, what I have here is metaphorical. And of course, I'm not really literally fighting out loud, and this gameplay is fictional and for entertainment purposes only. Alright. While we're at it, we're seeing you're heading for Del Norte High School, UNM, main campus and hospital. And then from there, Biopark, museum, my neighborhood, my church, and of course back to Coronado Airport. Alright, we just passed UNM Hospital and main campus. Hopefully they got the message. Hopefully the Biopark got the message. And yes. You know, while I'm at it, hope that Sake 12, of course, brought whatever was necessary. That engine that was, or whatever that Sake engine was. And, of course, we're now at the Natural History Museum. We're confronting, those ladies who discriminate against my friend and his dependent daughter. Delivering the message. Hopefully they received it. Maybe if I do come up with a Confrontation episode 3. Let's see what happens from there. Or we passed by the dog pound, where we got our spirit animals from. At least for the base. That is. Yeah, my mom talking in the background. that's something else. And speaking of which, while I'm at it, we're back in my neck of the woods in the slideshow. And now, of course, since our family is practically divided from time of recording, we're, of course, going to confront my earthly father and some of the other people who were bad here in the hood, showing and telling them, shame on you for what you're doing wrong and failing to do, especially for making what happened in the Delta Force starring Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin. Shame on you for allowing that to happen. Especially in High Desert, too. For those who want to act like Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin's enemies from the Delta Force, shame on you. And at this point, we go and we check on, El Dorado High School, S.Y. Jackson Elementary School, Desert Ridge Georgia O'Keeffe Elementary School, Eisenhower Middle School, Mountain Run, and Academy Hills Park. We're checking on these places. All right. Fly by Hoffmantown Church. Show them and tell them a mission is done. We go by Dennis Chavez Elementary School. Heights First Church of the Nazarene and Desert Ridge Middle School. La Cueva High School. The reverse, because I did not like my approach pattern to Coronado Airport. Now we've landed by a different angle as opposed to episode 1. I park for fuel for the next player. And while I'm at it, that's our show. Thanks for watching. If you like, please like and subscribe. If there's anything you want me to say or do better, let me know in the comment box below. Or send me messages about it. And I will, of course, correct as you see fit. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have an excellent time.